Well, hello everybody. Hallo Freunde und willkommen. This is Nate. Thank you for clicking on this video. As you can see, it's a little bit different setting here. I am now on my bike and not in the office. It is a gorgeous day out so far, so I thought I'd take a little ride out to a dam that's out here a ways. Haven't been out here before. Thought I'd take you guys along for the ride. And haven't really figured out what I want to talk about today, so I thought maybe I'd just give you guys an idea of who I am, what I'm all about, my life philosophy, whatever. Maybe not so much life philosophy. I just like rolling with the punches. So here we are rolling down through old school Buckeye, old town Buckeye. I always say old school Buckeye. It is old school, but I really mean to say old town. And this is pretty much it. Just these buildings here on this one street. I think we're about 800 feet in elevation here. Buckeye was founded 1800s, something like that. Not much here. Not at this part anyway. There's more over a little more east of here. It's where you got more restaurant, fast food, Walmart, Lowe's, that sort of thing. Sure is nice riding when there's a cool breeze. I think it was about 70 when I left the house. It's a little warmer than that now, but it's not no 100 degrees right now. So fall is coming soon, I hope. Next couple of weeks. Alright, so I guess let me just introduce myself, who I am, and a little bit about me. Again, my name is Nate. That is short for Nathan. I prefer to go by Nate, but people call me Nathan still, and that's fine. I was born and raised in a town in northern Wyoming, Sheridan. If you've been to Wyoming, you may know where Sheridan is. It's one of the larger cities, and I say larger loosely because Wyoming, I believe, is the least populated state in the country, with only about 600,000 people in the entire state. So I grew up there, went through high school, graduated high school. I played sports. I was in band, so I played the saxophone in band. Once I graduated, I went to college in the, Sorry. I have to cross this road to turn left. I thought, shoot, I can't turn left right here. Yeah, so anyway, I went on to college, local college, community college. I didn't do so well. I was a good student in high school. I didn't have to study much. Things came pretty easy to me. Graduated with, I don't know, I think a 3.8, 3.9 GPA, I believe. But in college, look out. I moved out of the house, moved on campus, and then stayed in the dorms. And hopefully this guy's gonna stop. All right. $45, are you kidding me? Oh well. Yeah, so once I got to college, I found out that there's this thing called beer. And I took full advantage of it. I didn't make half my classes. I was up too late, drank too much. I wasn't really going anywhere. I think I spent 5 semesters in school and didn't even finish. So made some mistakes, to say the least. But during that time, I had a few friends that were all joining the military. They were either active duty or in the reserves. Oh shoot, should have gone that way. Take the long way around. Maybe I should pay attention to my GPS. Yeah, so anyway, they were joining the military. And a buddy of mine tried to convince me to do the same, and I didn't want anything to do with it. But finally, he got to me so much, I was like, fine. His recruiter was in town that weekend. So I met with him, met with my buddy and the recruiter. And let me tell you, this recruiter, was an excellent salesman. He had me hook, line, and sinker. Asked if I like camping, being outdoors. I was like, dude, I live in Wyoming, of course I do. He's like, oh, well, you need to be a scout. You need to join the cavalry. They have dune buggies and motorcycles, and they always camping outside. Man, he made it sound so good. But I think the real triggers that really convinced me that was probably the best thing I could do at that time, and that was a college fund. So once I got out, I could go back to school and wouldn't have to pay for it. Second, there was a signing bonus for that particular job. And third, I got to pick my first duty station. Now, when I was in high school, the summer between my junior and senior year, I got to go to Spain on a foreign exchange program. So I spent like 6 weeks in Spain. I spent about 3 of those weeks with the host family in Zaragoza. And then the other 3 weeks, we got to travel as a group. And so I got to travel around Spain a little bit. I believe we stayed in about 5 different cities. So, of course, we were in Madrid first. And I believe we went south and we got to go to Cordoba, Torremolinos, Sevilla, and Granada. And once I got back, I was like, oh yeah, European lifestyle is the lifestyle for me. I absolutely loved it. I loved the Spanish people. I loved the architecture, the history, just the laid back feeling you got. You know, they take 2 or 3 hours in the middle of the day for siesta. Everything's closed. It was great. So when I'm talking to this recruiter and he says, well, you get your choice of duty station. Now I knew they didn't have any army posts in Spain. Most likely if you go to Europe and you're in the army, you're going to Germany. So I was like, cool, let's go to Germany. So I signed up. First duty station in Germany, I was going to be a Cav scout. I was on a delayed entry, so I think I had a few months to go before I was actually getting shipped off to basic training. And I'll never forget this. I got home that day. I was back living at Mom and Dad's house. And I believe I was like in the living room or something watching TV, and my mom came home, and you know how moms are, with asking how your day went, what'd you do, what's going on. And I just looked at her and said, well, I joined the army. Oh, I thought she was gonna faint. Look on her face. But I was 20 years old at the time, so I didn't need Mom and Dad's permission. I didn't need their signature, so you know, I just went ahead and did it. And she wasn't too happy. Actually, she was not very pleased, but I mean, what are you gonna do? You know, I mean, it's something that I needed to do at the time. I needed to get out of town. I needed to refocus things on my life. I just needed to get away for a while, and I figured, you know, the Army's a good way to do it. Government's gonna pay me to go somewhere else. and live for a while, so let's do it. So I signed up for 4 years. My first duty station was Germany for 2 of those years. And once I got to Germany, about 5 months after being in country, I met my wife. Well, my soon-to-be wife. And we met at an Irish pub right outside Post. And I mean, one thing led to another. And 11 months later, I proposed. And we got married. So the thing with getting married over there, I don't know how true it is still, but I know then, if I remember right, they require you to post a notice in the Rathaus, and it's like a 2-week notice. Basically, anybody who doesn't want you to get married, they can come sign a petition or something like that, you know. But we got to bypass that. We got to waive that because I was actually getting deployed in a week from when we actually got married, and so we really needed to get things going and make it quick. So the lady that helped us out was so much help. She hand-delivered paperwork back and forth where it needed to go. We did have to hire a translator because my wife is German, and so she actually told us at one point that she had never processed the paperwork so fast for anybody to get married. And I was like, well, we appreciate that, because we got married on May 27th, and on, I believe it was June 5th, June 6th, I was on a bus to Bosnia. So it happened real quick, and we needed it to. Inmates working, don't stop. Okay. Yeah, so we got married. I went to Bosnia. That was quite the honeymoon. While I'm in Bosnia, I gave her a call, and she told me that she was pregnant. So that was a little bit of a shocker. I was like, well, all right, cool. So when I got back, I had about 3 months left in country before I was leaving. And so then we had to start the whole lengthy process of getting her a visa. It required 3 separate trips to Frankfurt, totaling about, I don't know, $800. But we did get her a visa in time. We were able to leave. Ended up going to Fort Knox, Kentucky. And that place is just garbage. I can't stand Fort Knox. That's where I went through basic training. So then I was stationed there for a year. Well, I was stationed there, it was supposed to be the last 2 years of my time in the service. But you know, by then I was married, we had a son. You know, I thought, well, I can't just get out now. It's not just me I have to worry about now. I have a family to think about and to care for and to provide for. So it's like, how would you feel about going back to Germany? She's like, well, yeah, of course. So I re-enlisted to go back to Germany again, and we spent the next 3 years in Germany, and that's when the military really clicked. You know, up until that point, I just treated it more like a job, you know, not as a career, not as something special, I guess. But once I got to Boutigan, I was in the cavalry squadron. I was in 1-1 Cav. And it really finally clicked that, hey, this is a lifestyle, you know, this isn't just a job, this is a life, this is a career. And I really started to make strides. I made sergeant. I got my sergeant stripes. I went on a spur ride, so I was awarded my spurs. That should be just a cavalry thing, but now everybody can get them, which kind of pisses me off a little bit, but whatever. So I really accomplished a lot of goals I had set for myself. And then September 11th happened, and that changed everything for everybody worldwide. And I knew at one point our squadron was going to be going to Iraq and Afghanistan, and you know, we were getting prepared, but I came down on orders to be a recruiter. And my platoon sergeant came to me one day asking me, hey, you need to make a decision today. What are you going to do? If you're not going to go recruiting, we're going to go down and you're going to have to sign some paperwork, but that means that you can't re-enlist when the time comes. There's no special favors, no no awards, nothing of that sort. Or you can go recruiting, and if that's the case, then we're going to march down there and you're going to re-enlist for another 3 years. Well, at the time I was like, well, I can't kick myself out. You know, I can't not have the option to re-enlist, you know what I mean? So I was like, all right, whatever, I guess I'm going to be a recruiter. So sure enough, I went down, re-enlisted for 3 more years. And then I ended up being a recruiter in Pennsylvania for the next 3 years. And I tell you what, that was the worst 3 years of my military life. I absolutely hated recruiting. I'm the type of person that I won't lie to you for one thing. And let me navigate these roads and trucks here for a minute. You know, I'm not a liar. So when people would ask me, am I going to go to war? I'd tell them, yeah, probably. I mean, depending on what you do, you're not going to see the front line or anything, but everybody gets deployed. It doesn't matter what job you have. So I wasn't going to lie to anybody. And my mentality is, if you're going to join the military, it's going to be your decision. Nobody else can force you to make that decision. It's got to come from you. So for me to have to go hound these people about, you need to join the Army, you need to do this, and you need to do that, you know, that's what turned me off from it to begin with. It's like, nah, I'll do it when I want to do it and when I want to do it. So, I mean, I made it through 3 years, but I got out on a medical discharge. I have an essential tremor. Well, they aren't sure it's essential tremor anymore. Might just be it is a neurological tremor, but so I got out medically. That was back in 2004. I joined the military in 1996. So I had almost 10 years in. I mean, I don't regret a moment of it. I enjoyed it. I needed it in my life at that point. I mean, you know, I met my wife. We had 2 kids. I got to travel the world. So I can't complain too much about it. So we moved back to Wyoming. Stayed there for about 7 years. And where I'm from, it's just the cost of living is so high that unless you're rich already or you have a nice job, like you're a doctor or lawyer or something, it's really hard to survive. So a buddy of mine that I served with in Germany the second time is from Arizona. He lives down here. And so through a roundabout way, I got connected to him again. So we started chatting, and my wife and I decided to come down and visit for a week. And he was getting me hooked up with a possible job. He's a lieutenant with the police department, and so they had a detention officer position open. So I was going through the process of interviews and hiring of that. So we flew down here, spent a few days. The next month we moved. It was like, yep, we got to get out of Sheridan. Things weren't looking too good up there, and moved down to Arizona. Now we've been down here, shoot, it's been 10 years. 10 years already. It's hard to believe. So, but now our next chapter is going to be going back to Germany. It's just a place that I want to be. I feel at home there. Every time I step off the plane, I feel like I'm going back home, actually, when I go back. And I feel like I'm just visiting when I come back to the US. It's kind of a weird thing, and unless you've experienced something like that, it's really hard for somebody to explain it. It's just a feeling. It's not even any one particular thing. It's just, I mean, yeah, we have family. Her family is over there, so I miss them. But it's just that, are you serious? There better be a paved road up here. Okay. I don't need to go off-roading. Yeah, so the plan is to go back to Germany. Think about another 1.5 to 2 years. Our youngest son is a senior in high school right now, so we'll wait till he graduates and then give him a good year to figure out what he's doing with his life. His older brother, and get them situated or whatnot, and then we'll just take the first flight out of here, get the hell out of here. I mean, I'm not gonna turn this video into a negative video, but I'm ready to go. Things here just aren't what I like, so no place is perfect. Every place has their problems, but some places just have more problems. So I think I'm just gonna enjoy the next 4-minute ride. I'll catch back up to you once we get to where we're going. I got some ideas. I want to get some pictures of the bike on the bridge and do a little look around, so we'll catch back up to you. Pretty nice. Got some exploring to do. Back to the other side. Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo! Gotta figure out what side this. I mean, the sun's right there, but I don't want the bike in the shadows if I want to take some pictures of it on the bridge. Figure out the best spot, take my gear off. Well, I think I'll leave it right here. I'll get some pictures of the bike and show them at the end of the video, but that's me in a nutshell, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the video. It was a little bit different than before. If you like these types of videos, let me know in the comments. Please don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and hit that bell icon to get notified. You know, the obligatory stuff. And we'll see see you in the next video, man. Bye-bye.